Delayed gratification is a pillar of productivity. Who's more productive in the long run? The guy who feels hungry and he has work to do, but he eats his food straight away and then does his work. Or the guy who feels hungry, does his work and then eats the food. And of course it's the guy on the latter. He's delayed the gratification. He's stopped getting what he wants until he does what he needs to do. And that's the difference between the 99% and the 1% of who makes success and who falls into this trap of instant gratification and gratifying themselves when they don't even deserve it, which fries their dopamine receptors and keeps them stuck in this rut of procrastination. However, there's a saying I heard recently and it resonated with me quite a lot. Over delaying gratification results in no gratification. So when you push off the task, and I do this myself, I'll plan a task that I need to get done. I need to record 2 videos and edit them. I'm hungry right now, but I'll do it after I do this task. And then I do the task, and I'll do it after I do this task. And I push the lunch so far that I don't even eat it. And this is good, that my results are good, my output is good, and it means I get more work done. But it means I don't gratify myself. I don't give myself the reward. And just as a dog, you tell it to sit, you give it a bone. You tell it to sit, you give it a bone. You tell it to sit, you give it a bone. If you told it to sit and you didn't give it a bone, it's not going to learn the habit. It's not going to be consistent in doing what you tell it to do because you're not giving it that gratification at the end. And the brain works in the same way. The way the dopaminergic system works is you have to have a reward at the end that you know is coming and you perceive as something valuable for dopamine to be secreted in the brain. So how I teach my clients to train themselves to be consistently productive, one of the methods is to delay gratification. So they need to get some work done, and after they've done the work, they reward themselves with a nice lunch that they enjoy. Then they do the work and then they reward themselves, and then they do the work they need to get done, they reward themselves, and then when they sit down to do the work, the brain secretes dopamine, which is the motivation hormone, and they end up getting the work done 10 times easier because they've trained the brain to think that doing work results in getting nice things. However, a lot of people I speak to, and myself personally, fall into this trap of over delaying gratification, and this is one of the biggest problems in productivity. Hello, I'm Dylan, I'm 18, I coach unproductive people to turn productive using tactical techniques and strategies that have changed my life forever, and I personally spent 5,000 hours or 210 days straight wasting away any potential I had, playing Call of Duty and other such games like that. But now, I effortlessly and easily breeze through large amounts of my work for my business, education and personal development goals, and I want to help you reach the same result. But I want to help you reach it sustainably. And in the short term, delaying gratification and not caring about giving yourself the reward when you complete the work is going to give you incredible results, as it did for me, as it does for my clients who I coach. However, in the long term, 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the line, when you don't gratify yourself, you don't reward yourself, you fall into this pit of procrastination and quite frank depression because you feel your efforts are worthless. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you actionable advice to gratify yourself in a sustainable, productive, disciplined way, so you're not taken away from the results you've just put in. You're not rewarding yourself with fast food that's going to mess up your brain and your endochromic system, making you weaker, fatter, slower, more lethargic when you try and do your work. You're going to be gratifying yourself in a way that continues to make you productive and ensures that not only you get the work done in the short term, not only do you build this dopaminergic reinforcement loop around you completing work and getting reward, which will make you productive in the short term, but I'm going to ensure that you gratify yourself, make yourself feel good enough that you'll sustainably have this productive energy towards completing the work you need to get done. So how can we do this? And I've been thinking about it. I've been pondering this productivity problem because gratification is a weird thing. If you gratify yourself too much with bad things, then you're taken away from the progress you've made in productivity. If you do a hard workout and then you eat fast food as a reward, is that productive? No, because you're taken away from the calories you've just burned. You've just doubled the calories you've just burned and you're going to be in a calorie surplus, making you overweight. If you do a productive bank of work, if you finish some work for your business and you reward yourself with scrolling on your phone and frying your dopamine receptors, is that a productive reward? Is that a good gratification? And the answer is no. So what can we do? And I've been thinking about this. I've come to the conclusion that the thing you should do and the actionable step for you to gratify yourself after completing a bank of work, there's two options. There's number one, some sort of food. And food's really good as a delayed gratification method. Because if you do the work and you're hungry and you're starving and you really, really want food, you are going to be 10 times more productive than the guy with a full belly, because you have this primitive urge to get the work done and gratify yourself with something that's going to make you live longer. Your brain is in this primitive state in which it has one objective, and that is get food. And if it knows the thing between you and food and the one objective it needs to complete to survive longer is completing this work, you're going to dominate it and get it done 10 times effectively than you would before. So that's number one. And make sure the food's healthy. Come on, don't cop out here. If you're gratifying yourself with something disgusting, something fast food, then I don't know why you're watching this video. Number two, and this is something I've never spoke about before, it's something I come to the conclusion of recently. The second way you can gratify yourself for completing something you've set yourself is to journal your wins. And this is going to sound narcissistic, but what feels best? What is the best feeling in the world? And it's sitting down and reminiscing on the victories and the successes you've had in the past. You've just won a business award and your business is doing so well, and you sit down and you journal the award. This is a good reward. And this is what I'd advise you to do. And this sounds narcissistic without context of delayed gratification. But if you sit down and you journal your wins, you're going to feel good. Your brain is going to secrete this serotonin, a little bit of dopamine, all these chemical compounds in the brain to make you overall feel like the guy and feel good after you complete the work. And this is a super powerful technique, because when you complete the work and you feel this really, really good intrinsic positivity towards yourself, towards your business, towards the efforts you've put in recently, because you're journaling the success you've garnered, then next time you sit down to do the work, not only are you going to feel more motivated because the brain knows the reward is something that feels incredible for the body, you're also going to have an extra sense of motivation because you know the efforts are working out. If you sit down and you journal the successes you've made in your business, the next time you sit down to complete work, there's no way on hell that you are unmotivated or lacking faith to do the work you need to get done, because you can see the fruits of your labor because you're rewarding yourself by journaling about it. So I hope this makes sense, and I really hope you take action. But if you're looking to get more help from me, the top link in the description will take you to my productivity performance plan that I prescribe to all of the clients I work with, and I can hold your hand through the trials and tribulations of productivity. I work with you one-to-one. You'll have templates, trackers, tools, and a free award-winning physical planner for you to plan your days effectively. If that sounds interesting, check it out. I appreciate you for watching. Thank you.